2024 was one of the biggest years for content and media in general. But for me personally, the quality of rap music is what stood out the most for this whole year. And I can't lie, these three artists are the reason why hip-hop had such an impact this year.
Everybody must be judged, but this time God only favoring us.
The West is up! Tyler, the Creator, and Kendrick Lamar won this year. Let's go.
This time is fuck you. I'm carrying.
Doechii has showcased levels of lyricism, of personality.
This bitch like tiramisu.
The shit I got, come on, stop fucking playing with me.
Body for body, I hand you a body, I'm probably a better masseuse. I really don't bother nobody, but they running by me if I gotta clear out the racks.
And if I've learned anything this year, it's that none of us should ever pick a fight with Kendrick Lamar.
No, fuck you niggas. Don't come in here and turn it up. He was fighting to lose. Because he didn't say none of that shit when he was outside talking that shit.
He did.
No, he lost. Unequivocally.
The route. It's crazy that people say that when Kendrick Lamar just came off a worldwide tour for his Mr. Morale and the Big Stepper tour, and it was the highest grossing tour for a solo rapper ever.
As you all know, Kendrick Lamar is my favorite rapper of all time. And if anything, 2024 was just the year to solidify the reasons why. Now, I could obviously point to the obvious victory that was the greatest rap battle of all history, and the execution of not only the diss tracks, but the timing of said diss tracks, the strategy of what to say to get into the mind of that BBL nigga. One of the many lessons I've learned from seeing how Kendrick Lamar has expressed himself this year is composure and controlled violence. This is a man that you could tell definitely can get very angry.
I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress.
But he picks his punches. Real talk though. Like, even looking at the points he was making with songs like What's the Party That? Or GNX's main point as an album, because to me, the main message is that Kendrick is tired of niggas playing hip-hop and not being hip-hop. He's tired of seeing the mockery of what so many artists are making this genre that we've loved for so long become. He's tired of seeing people not being what hip-hop has always been, the rawest form of expression. And I think Kendrick not only represents that, but he represents what happens when somebody gets tired of people coming into their space and trying to act as if that they know what they're talking about. It just so happened to be that Drake was the biggest target to make an example of. But yeah, I think this year, being Kendrick's biggest year, is incredible because of the message that he's showing. The fact that we have somebody that is saying, we need to bring the soul of hip-hop back to it, back to the genre, and that is the biggest person out right now, shows that as much as everybody says how the world is going to crap, and things are getting worse and worse and worse, Kendrick being nominated to do the Super Bowl, having such massive successes with the pop-out and with Not Like Us, yes, we could accredit that to him beating Drake, but we could also accredit it to people are tired of the lack of substance in hip-hop. And that is what I'm really excited to see in 2025. Another person that I'm excited to see take over 2025 is...
Wake up, A cup, get your tits up, get my makeup, face fuck, get your bake up. Fake blood, fake tough, niggas dicks up, put your sticks up for the motherfucking princess. Race up, jigs up, put your dicks up, get your dicks up, put your motherfucking sticks up. They suck, that's tough, nigga, pay up, get your raise up for the motherfucking princess. Bullshit me, she freaky, cunnilingus, Dalai Lama, Doechii. Cooler than a fan, but she get hotter than the sauna. Take a trip out to Japan and I tsunami her vagina, wind it down a Benihana, I'm the new way Parmesan.
Yeah, y'all niggas need to start arguing with Kendrick, because even my man knows that Doechii is the hardest rapper out right now.
Black bitch, purple blunt, stack chips, smoke a blunt, all beef gets smoked. I'm a real fly bitch. You a coach hoe?
I mean, it just goes without saying the level of talent that this babe has in every single piece she drops, the amount of hard work you can see in her performances. We've seen the Tiny Desk. We've seen Genius. We've seen how she's made bars and she didn't even realize she was making bars.
And also Pop Punch.
Yes.
And Rock, Getting Rocked, and Genre.
I wasn't even thinking about the genre. I was actually
Rockstar?
just on the, I just said
really?
Rockstar, like just Rockstar. But
Like, that's how you know the levels, and that's how you can clearly see the type of person that this girl is, which is somebody that has a love for hip-hop and has a love for culture. TDE stays winning, man. Honestly, it's actually crazy to think about how many people they have on their roster that understand the value of hip-hop, especially in this day and age. And that is the reason why Doechii will continue to grow and continue to go far in the space and continue to be such a brilliant example about the evolution for women in hip-hop. And even the album Alligator Bites Never Heal definitely felt more like a mixtape, but it's so raw, it's so swamp, it's so Florida, but it's so her that in the Breakfast Club interview, one of the main people was saying that she couldn't even really tell where she's from. She could just tell that it felt like home though. Doechii's music makes me feel like I'm back in Nige, out here vibing, freestyling with my niggas, you feel me? And it's been so long since I've had female rappers that have made me connect to their music to this degree and this level. I mean, come on. Boom Bap, Catfish, Denial is a River, Nissan Altima. Let's really talk about it. Like, niggas need to stop sleeping on the track list. It's not a joke. It's not. And I'm just so excited for whenever she's dropping her new album. Because, like I said earlier, if she is the future of women in hip-hop, that's the kind of future that I really want to see. And speaking of the future, I want to now talk about the person that I hope is leading the charge for hip-hop from now on.
That's $1 million for each will. Top down, big deal. How the fuck he do?
Make something undeniable and make it equally as infectious. When it becomes purpose-oriented, it can be as cool as the flashy shit, but it will be much more meaningful.
Okay, no more being silly, no more music first.
Tyler, the Creator, an artist that continues to not only just be himself, but produce such a high quality of not just rap music, but art. Every single album after Flower Boy is so beautifully crafted, and Chromacopia is no different. Frankly, if you told me 3 years ago that a surprise album from Tyler, the Creator would get more first week sales than a surprise album from J. Cole, and J. Cole has a diss track on Kendrick Lamar on it, I would have said,
boy, ain't no way, boy.
Or, honestly, it's only him or Kanye that's doing that. Now, I meant it when I said that I hope a lot of people take his lead in terms of the future of hip-hop. And what I mean is, I don't want a bunch of clones of Chromacopia, Ego, or Flower Boy, any of those albums. People need to take his lead and his initiative to consistently be himself, but not being so stuck and rooted in those main areas of yourself that you're not able to experiment, leading to the evolution of a better version of yourself. That is what I appreciate so much about this nigga, because it goes so much more beyond I love myself and I'm gonna talk about why I'm that guy. The way he is able to break down concepts about the different aspects affecting his personal life in this album, the storytelling is different. Like, I'm sorry, we are going from a whole album being about a love triangle and his potentially first exposure to a different type of sexuality to one song just about black hair. You might not deep in what I'm saying. One song being able to talk from the perspective of black hair and his own experiences with his hair. And people will not call him whitewashed because of his past and not recognize the growth that we see in him. Like, it's insane the levels this man has gone through. Even being able to be so vulnerable with the more personal aspects of his life, which I definitely think he was influenced by Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, albums like that, and that Yeah album as well, where I'm just glad that it's led him to find such a creative way to express his own truth. That still feels like Tyler, but it still feels like a genuine growth in his musicality. It's a breath of fresh air, man. It really is. And that's the reason why I think it did more sales. Because no shade to J. Cole. J. Cole is one of my favorite rappers, regardless of the situation that happened with him earlier this year. But I think the reason why Tyler did more sales than him is because Tyler made a different album from everybody. There's an interview where he didn't even think the album was going to do as well as it did. He didn't think it was going to go that crazy because he saw exactly the points that I was bringing up earlier about Kendrick, where the world was kind of going and the type of music people were getting into, which is part of the reason why I made this video about the three of these artists in general, because all three of them show, in my opinion, the best parts about hip-hop in general. And they were the best examples from this year in terms of expression, in terms of innovation, and in terms of conflict. Tyler the Creator, Doechii the Don, Doechii the Dean, and K-Dot Kung Fu Kenny were able to show a level of artistry this year that I'm not saying nobody else touched their level, but I don't think anybody else had that much of an impact. And yeah, thank you for a lovely 2024. See you soon.